candidate for state representative for 22.
And I'm Henrietta Ivy. I am your home care advocate and activist and candidate for 2024.
All
I'll
right.
bring that information in as it comes.
Yes, yes. And we just missing our bro. Otis.
Yes.
Hey. He missing in action for the evening. But guess what? We got what?
Ladies' night.
Hey. Got the ladies in this evening.
Yes.
Not being sexist, not being biased, but
We got to have a ladies' night. Got to have a ladies' night. Got to give it up to the queens.
gotta give
Got
it
to
up
have
to
our
us.
time, too.
Gotta give it to us. And we appreciate you, Dre, for allowing us to have this opportunity for us to just spend and have these conversations.
Absolutely.
With our mayoral candidate, Maya Jones, this evening.
Yes.
So we just want to say thank you for tuning in. But once again, we got to let you know, tune in, give a call, because once again, what do we say? It is what? Ladies' Night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
Hey, you know we had to kick it off like
Had
that.
to, had to.
And we just want to say thank you for tuning in to WJZZ Live Cool Stream TV. And you guys could have been anywhere else, but you chose to tune in with us this Friday evening. Henrietta was just saying about that rain making us feel all gloomy and
Yes.
relaxed and so forth. But relax, kick back, because we got some hot conversations, some good information. And after we give this information and kind of, review these topics we're talking about, we do want you to call in to 313-355-6018. Once again, 313-355-6018.
Yes.
All right? And I'm going to go ahead and jump into my Roslyn report. Once again, I am Roslyn M. Ogburn. I am your candidate for state representative for 9th House District for 2022. And I had to change up my agenda and my subject matter because I got to give kudos and credits where it's due to the best part of me, my daughter, Rajanice Thompson. Hey, I know you're saying, what you giving acknowledgement to Rajanice? She's amazing already, just in that in itself, right? Because she's my daughter and she's my oldest, right?
That's right.
Me and Henrietta was just saying how we just lift up our daughters and
Yes.
our children for the amazing work they do. But she received 4.0, ladies and gentlemen, on this semester towards her master's degree. Yes!
Well
Come
done.
on. I gotta give up a
Well
whole
done,
minute for that. I'm
Well
appalled.
done, young queen.
She is the better part of me. And I think if we pause and give our children, our loved ones, more accolades for the work and hard work that they do, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there. 4.0, I've never obtained that. I'll tell people. I was a B and C student.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, through Go Lightly, was able to attain all A's. But when they talked about the other schools,
Right. Definitely got to give it. Got to give it to her.
So
She did her thing.
there you go. So, and I say that to let people know that there are certain students that do not excel at that level and capacity.
That's right.
So I lift up Rajanice to also lift up all those other students this year graduating cum laude, magna cum laude,
and some cum laude.
Come on, there you go.
All of y'all.
I must have 3 of them. I'm missing one.
Yep.
So I just wanted to give time and accolades and uplifting to my daughter and all those that are excelling. They're doing the work,
Yes.
doing the book work, right? Getting attendance,
Yes.
showing up,
Yes.
and providing to be what we need for our future, right? So I just want to give it accolades to that. So thank you, Rajanice.
Yes.
Mother loves you, and she's very
Well
proud of you.
done, young queen. Well done. And I just want to congratulate my daughter, Karen Denise Boudreaux, on becoming a Detroit Police Sergeant. She was just promoted, and she had her graduation. I didn't get a chance to talk about her on the last couple of shows, but I do, as mothers, and it's ladies' nights, and we're giving shout-outs to young women in the community, young millennial women in the community who are doing their thing. So shout out to my beautiful daughter, Miss Karen Boudreaux, on your accomplishment as becoming one of Detroit finest, and now you are one of Detroit finest as Sergeant Boudreaux. So congratulations, baby girl.
Thank you. She said sergeant. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to all the officers, apologize when I always say officers, when you have those upgrades, right?
That's right.
And those lifting accomplishments, because they have to be tested.
Mhm.
They have to do high level training to
That's
get
right.
those new levels
yeah.
of titles.
She put her time in. And
Absolutely.
I also want to recognize my other daughter, which is Dominique Billingsley, who is going back to college, getting her degree, and I think she said parole officer.
All right.
So it's that law enforcement
work.
thing. Yeah. So congratulations to you too, baby girl. Mama did not forget about you.
Come on.
I love your accomplishments, and I wanted to shout you out as well, and to all the young women out here in the community getting their accomplishments going and doing such wonderful things. We uplift you tonight. So
yes.
well done, young queens.
Thank you. And I'll transition into a role that I actually just been honored to have newly. I find it as a great accomplishment. Me and Henrietta was talking about that because to be able to represent the community with the ability to be able to pray, to be able to talk about environment, and to talk about the organized at the same time, that's a heart-filled dream for me.
Yes.
And for people that are really close to me, know that was like, oh, that was all the Rasa right there. So I just have to uplift Voices for Earth for allowing me to be Hope Park's project leader. And it is over in the, what we say, City Council District 1 area.
Okay.
It is in the corridor, what we say, of right at Brightmoor and Old Redford. I call it right at the basin of the Crarwell Park, which is Graydale and Puritan.
Yep.
And so that is where the Hope Park is actually located. And Voices of Earth has already been doing things in the community there. There's a full garden. They have Sunday dinners. They have actually wonder walks in the community. But a lot of people don't know the work that they're doing. And so now me as the lead organizer is to make sure this specific project that is sponsored by Kresge's and a number of other organizations and some developers to ensure that the residents that live there, they control the whole project.
There it is.
Control the whole project. They are at the forefront. Their ideas, they're designing it. Of course, we have, what we call actually high-level designers there.
Right.
But it's their ideas, right?
Yeah.
That they're taking out of their heads. We're bringing their culture, their architects' input. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the forefront of the table. And that's why it was so important for me to be at the lead of the helm of this project, right?
That's right.
Because y'all know me.
She know how to get it done. And they knew that. They recognized that talent. So let's call it what it is. They brought in the talent.
And see, and they like, we just want to make sure the people in the community get at the table.
That's what she do.
Okay, how about that part?
That's what she do.
I like
That's
that part.
what she do.
The ones displaced, the ones forgotten about, right? They should have full control. And this steering committee that they're going to literally establish with all the residents.
That's right.
As this project roll out, the board, they want to transfer all the power and the elections to the residents that live there also.
I think
so.
It's a
when this
wonderful
transfer out, the board and everybody be all the residents that live in the imprint of this design. And so I just employ everybody to get on board. Email, contact me. The email I just got today.
Okay.
Roslyn at voicesforearth.org. Once again, Roslyn at Voices for Earth. Like I say, if you live in the border of Brightmoor and Old Redford, and the thing about it, the boundary has not been set.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We need you to come to the table and tell us where the boundary should be set. Where should it be? Okay. And I want to say for residents that know that I am a candidate for 9th House District, which is City Council 7. We're talking about this could be in everyone's community.
That's right.
Something like this.
This is
right?
a blueprint.
That's what we're saying, that this can just be one example. We can have it in D5 and D2 and all the other areas to make sure that there are implementations, sustainable green spaces.
That's right.
That are actually designed and envisioned by the residents that live there and been saying, you know what, I wish this was here for years.
Right.
I wish I saw this. So I just want to, highlight for that and say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. And I ending with the Roslyn report, and I transfer it over to Henrietta.
You know what? Thank you, Roslyn, for that amazing report. And I want to congratulate this queen because she is one hard-working organizer, and I have been knowing her for a while, and her ethics has not changed. So that's when you know you got a true blue. When you get into these positions and you get into these seats, and sometimes these power seats can change a person for who they really are. But let me tell you, this queen is still who she was when I met her then, and she's still a fighter for the people then, now, and forever. That's just how we're going to call that.
Thank you.
I am Henrietta Ivy. I am the home care activist and advocate for home care workers in the city of Detroit. I have a home care page where I talk to home care workers. So what we're trying to build is a community for Black women who do this work, because disproportionately we are a large number of women who do the work, but we are so underappreciated. So my goal is to change legislation for these workers, for these women of color, and to bring about protection, pay, and respect to this workforce. So that's my goal for that. I'm also a business owner. I own IPS LLC, Michigan, and I provide services in home care, child care, and commercial and residential cleaning. So I am one of those women who just want to stay on the move and making change in my community, whether it's work, whether it's changing the community way that it look to beautifications. I'm just going to trailblaze until all the injustices in my community are done. So that's who I am. I'm just a justice changer. I'm a freedom rider. I gotta let the world know if it's wrong, we gotta fix those rights, and if it's right, then we keep it right. So we gotta get strong people behind in our communities. We gotta make sure we get the right kind of leaders in our community, and that leads into the voting, education, and engagement that I also operate. Teaching people how to use their ballots, talking to people about what to expect in a candidate when you're looking for someone to represent your community. So it's so many elements and pieces that move when you're talking about being a leader in your community. I wear many hats. Too many to talk about tonight because we only got an hour show. But I just want to let everybody know, if you need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Facebook. I have Instagram. I have LinkedIn. I have Twitter. So anytime you want to find me, just tapping into your Google search Henrietta Ivy, and my social media pages will come up. And yes, I am Googleable.
Yes, we are Googleable people.
Yes.
Thank you, Henrietta, and
You're
that was
welcome.
perfect timing, because this evening we have a special co-host with us, Miss Maya Jones. She is a candidate for mayoral. So you say, what? Yes, she is actually a youthful candidate for mayor, and going against, like we say, Dirty Mike. Yes. So for those that may not have heard her speak or heard her platform, get ready to chime in, call somebody, tell them, come on, get online, because Maya is about to come on in, and perfect timing, here she goes right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Thank you, Maya, for tuning in and coming in with us
Maya.
this evening. Thank you all.
Joining Ladies Nights with us.
Yes, we appreciate you, and we say thank you, everyone. I'm going to do a plug before Maya starts and goes into her intro. We thank you for tuning in to WJZZ Cool TV, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter Live. Follow us and share and subscribe. Now, we want to make sure you sponsor and advertise and be able to call to the official and .gmail. All right, we got some events coming up. We're going to close that right at the end. All right, I just pass it over to you, Miss Maya Jones, our mayoral candidate. Tell us a little bit about you and about your campaign, and, just more of what got you for, reaching for this position to run our city.
So hi everybody. I don't know who I'm speaking to, the mic or the TV.
Right. Speak to the mic, and there's you right there. That's you.
So yes, my name is Maya Jones. I'm born, raised, educated in Detroit, Michigan. I graduated from Cass Tech, Michigan State, and currently completed my capstone for my MBA from Wayne State University. So I'll soon have my master's degree. I'm super excited about that because I come from an area where, or from a family where my mom didn't graduate high school. My dad only graduated high school. So for me, it was like, I'm a first generation college student. Okay. And for a long time, I've just been trying to figure out life, and I quit, because I know we don't have much time. I can talk all day. But I got into
the floor is yours.
Yes, the floor is you.
I got into politics when I went to Michigan State, actually.
Okay.
So, I got into it consciously. I would say before then, I know I was always on the receiving end of, charities because we were poor. When it came to Christmas time, we did the Meals on Wheels. We were recipients of, what's the thing they did every Christmas down at Cobo? Adopt a Child, and all that kind of stuff. Goodfellas, all of that. So I said, one day when I'm, not in this position, I want to be able to give back.
Yeah.
I was given to. I always had that thought in my head because, growing up, you don't want to have that feeling that you're always, a charity case is how I felt. So I said, you know what, I'm not gonna feel that way, but I've been blessed to receive, so I'm gonna make sure I give. So when I got to CAS, I actually joined Build On. I don't know if y'all know what Build On is. It's a volunteer organization.
Okay.
So all throughout high school, I would go and do different volunteer activities because I feel like, okay, this is my chance to give back because I can. And then again, consciously, I grew up in Detroit. All I knew was black people for the most part. So I was most exposed to what it meant to be in a predominantly white space. And it was very different, and it was difficult. I'm not even gonna hold y'all up. So that's what I realized, that one, when you go down 96 to go to Michigan State, you can just see how the landscape changes. And I would recognize that every time I drove back and forth from college, is that the landscape itself down the freeway changes. And then when I was in college too, the bus system, it was always on time. I'm like, dang, I used to catch the bus to high school and to school. We used to wonder when the bus was coming and if we were going to get there on time.
Exactly.
And then it was just so many things that I realized when it came to, like, even like my suite mates, they would have conversation about, oh, my dad forgot to put money in my account. I'm sitting here like, I'm taking 15 credits and I got to work a job, 2 jobs to support myself in school.
Seeing what real privilege life looks
seeing
like.
what privilege looks like, and then experiencing microaggressions. And then when you learn, like for me, I couldn't put names to it at first until I got really into activism and started learning what these words or what these feelings mean. Because a lot of times people, we feel stuff, but we don't know exactly what it is. So I learned in college what a microaggression was. Because I will always know, like, well, when I'm in these spaces, I'll be the only black person, a lot of times the only black woman, but people make me feel like I'm inferior to them, right? Like they're better than me and I don't really know anything. So again, that's how I got involved in activism directly at Michigan State, because I realized through all what I was just saying is that we in the city, and just not even the city, black people period, we lack a lot of resources that we should already have.
That's right.
So one of the biggest things is, like, us students, resources to really graduate college. The average black person at Michigan State graduated college in 6 years, right? So why is it that it takes us 6 years to graduate and our graduation rate was like 56% in 6 years? Why is it that black students at Michigan State only graduate at a rate of 56% within 6 years? That was really, it wasn't for us acceptable. So I got involved with the Black Student Alliance, ended up becoming president of that organization, leading really many charges when it came to us getting our own room, because a lot of organizations had their own room and we didn't. Again, resources. And then when it came to tutoring, they were cutting a lot of programs from multicultural students. Why can't we have tutoring? We can't afford to pay for it like other students can. Again, resources. We made sure that we came together when it came to DACA recipients getting in-state tuition. Again, resources. They can't afford to pay for college. They should be able to go to college like we should too. And then sexual assault trainings for students on campus. We made sure we got police trainings implemented when it came to community policing at Michigan State too. So I got involved literally heavily at Michigan State. Like, no, we need all this stuff. And the vice presidents, I used to think they hated me. I was in their office every day, like, no, we need this.
That's a fighter.
It got to the point to where
you knew who to talk to get the change done.
And they knew.
And they knew that I don't play with Maya, because Maya gonna sit here and she gonna blast y'all, because it's called accountability.
That's right.
Why is it that you want to? I was on homecoming court too, and I told them, you're not gonna use me as the face to say like you got diversity and these smart students.
That's right.
I'm gonna use this position to get us some resources.
That's
y'all.
right.
So
That's
I made
right.
sure when I was on homecoming court, I'm like, oh well, we need this, we need that, and we need that. Oh, we're lacking this. Oh, why is that we don't have this? And I literally use that to really get us students, not even just black students, but all the diverse students who are of color, especially us first gen and those who are low income, these resources, because again, it's about graduation.
That's right.
Today.
That's right.
And to hover over the first generation student. Because you're the first. Your parents don't really know what you need.
My
Exactly.
mama didn't know what a FAFSA was. I asked her for her social security number. She was like, "What you need my social security number for?" I'm like, "I gotta get some money for college." I said, "I don't know. They asked me for this information. I'm just letting you know what I need so I can figure this out." I said, "I ain't about to be doing anything, but they want me to have your social security number." So I had to explain that to her, like, this is a FAFSA, and like, ended up, because we're low income, my college tuition got paid for because in state, a lot of programs and schools, they cover your tuition and your room and board for the most part when you're low income. And a lot of us students don't know about this stuff either. Again, it's about knowing the resources out there too.
That's available.
So it's about communication. It's a lot of stuff I can cover right now. But that's how I got involved at Michigan State. And then I had an internship. I'm a business student, by the way. I study business at Michigan State and at Wayne State.
I'm a business major.
Business. See, we represent the business.
So I ended up, because I was so involved in activism on campus, and I joined my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, and we're a social action organization. So I joined it because I love social action. I love making sure that Black people are progressing. And one of my mentors, she's one of my profiles actually. She's a Delta too. She was like, "You do all this work with BSA, blah 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 blah. You should go sign up for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation internship." I was like, I'm not a politician. I said, I don't like all that stuff. I said, I just make sure we get our resources. I make sure they're not messing us over. But I ain't a politician. I ain't doing all that.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was like, no, Maya, but that's literally what you're doing. I said, I don't know about that. But, I had a friend who did the CBCF a few years before me. I said, okay, well, I'll talk to Tyler and figure out what Tyler says. And if he says I should do it, I'll do it. I wanted my Google internship. I work for Google now. But I'm like, I was trying to go where the money was at because I was poor. I needed
you need your money.
I need my money to pay for
economics.
There
right.
you go. Yeah.
So I was like, I need to go where the money is because I usually save up my internship money to help pay for school during the school year, right? So that was my mindset. It's like, okay, go get the Google internship, but I ended up not getting it because they didn't have too many business stuff. It's more so for engineers. So it was a blessing in disguise from God because I work at Google now, right? But that summer was the last summer Barack Obama was in office, and we had the most educational firsthand experience in my life when it came to the political space. And I realized there exactly what my mentor told me. I said, we do the same stuff with student government body, work that we do at school, but we way more efficient and we actually pass policy that's going to actually help people. These people in Congress are sitting here arguing about nothing, being greedy, being nasty, being demonic, and we ain't getting no policy passed to really help people. And we was there. We was literally there, like, because the interns, and people don't really know this, but the people who do a lot of the work on the Hill is a lot of young folks who are the legislative aides, the interns, and we don't get paid. We're there for free. Like, the CBCF covered our housing and gave us small stipends, but in comparison to we were blessed. It's not fair, but we were blessed because a lot of folks go there and they don't get paid at all. They got to figure it all out. But it's still not fair. You're right. It's still not fair.
Because what she's saying is they do the bulk of the work.
They do the bulk of the work. So why not pay for good work? I mean, my whole thing is you can't use people.
The White House does that too. So I'm just going to say
really?
That. Yes, the White House don't pay a lot of their interns. It's because they think because it's experience, we should be able to do the work for free. That's another topic for another day.
Okay, because I'm about to start your life.
She's opening up doors for information, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
People don't really understand that for me, I'm not a person who's going to sit there and have a title or position and do nothing.
Right.
So I was at every single briefing, every single open house, everything we had, and I feel like it affected Detroit. I was in there. It came to opioid abuse. I was in that briefing. When it came to children education, I was in that briefing. And that's when I realized two things. When I was at that opioid briefing, it was majority white people, right? And my dad, he did drugs. And my dad was in and out of the system too. He's in the system right now, and we're working to get that done. But they treat opioid abuse in the Black community as a way to imprison people.
Yes.
But it's a mental illness in the white community. But again, this was 2016. This was 2016 when I was still in college. So I'm in this briefing, and they're talking about how the police officers is working with the hospitals, working with the rehab facilities to get these people help.
Right.
And I'm like, in my community, they take us to jail. They don't give us any type of mental health resources or work with the police to get us to rehab or help us figure out why are we in this situation in the first place, right? But I was listening to all this stuff again. I'm the only Black person for the most part in this room. And I'm like, why don't they do this stuff in our community? So I said, I'm going to take this information back to the Congresswoman and make sure the people in there know about what's happening in these briefings. It's our job. We go get the information and bring it back to the office. When it came to educational resources, it was this thing that PBS was doing because, everybody go to the Hill to lobby. And they're talking about how, again, white communities, white schools, they had a lot of hands-on experiments and stuff to help the kids learn. I'm like, in our community, we read out of books. Like, how can a kid figure out what a circle and a sphere is if you can't tell one is 2D and one is 3D? If you don't have the physical thing in your presence, right? So again, I'm realizing all this stuff in person on the Hill in that summer because again, I took advantage of every single thing during that summer to make sure that whatever I learned, I could take it back to Detroit because I was just that passionate about not politics, but getting resources for my community. Just like I was at Michigan State.
Your brain was saying, I see these things here. Why they weren't available
in my communities.
And I was just really flabbergasted, y'all. I was like, that's when I seen the true difference of how the political space in Congress and these elected officials work and how they, I don't want to say work against, but I will say work against not allowing black communities to have resources to really progress.
Economic disadvantage. Let's call it what it is.
It is. And then the lack of representation that actually look like you to fight for what you need for your area.
And even further, to get proper representation and looks like us. They put people in these spaces to represent, but are they really representing us?
And they're not a lot of times us. And it's like, again, too, if you don't know these resources here, if I didn't know that Michigan State was going to pay for my schooling when I signed up and applied to it.
Right.
But if we know ahead of time the resources we're going to receive, we would do a lot more stuff to get there.
To get access
again,
to them.
They don't tell us about it because they don't want us to take advantage of it. When we don't use it, they're like, so well, they don't want it because they're not using it, but we don't know about it.
Right.
That's it.
So, and that's the thing about it.
I just say we can use the same thing to tax exemption, right?
Yeah.
That application was available previously, but no one knew.
It's like they set it there and walk away instead of setting it there and having a conversation around it. Because if you can put something in the middle of the block, and people will see, well, what's that? But there's no one there to explain why it's
available.
Exactly.
And
there you go. You
but
qualify.
They have all this information about building the new Little Caesars Arena and all that kind of stuff. They tell you what they want to
come to the meetings.
They tell you what they want you to tell. No, but anything that's going to help you progress, they don't want to give you that information.
Yes. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I just want to chime in for those that are on our Facebook Live. I know Maya got a stream going on, but I got to give a shout out to Miss Regine. Hey, girl. I got Miss Andrea on here also. I got Miss Thompson. I think Miss Donna on here.
Miss Thompson.
CJ Franks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Mama, for not dozing off. She already knows she be going to bed early. But she wanted to make sure she tuned into Maya. And thank you for we got Mr. Vito and Harrison in. Veronica Taylor. Hello. Matter of fact, let's see who else. And Andrea again, shout out. Thank you for tuning in. Maya, you got anybody you want to say shout out to that's on your stream?
Shout out to all my young people on my Instagram Live tuning in to see this conversation. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in on Facebook, too. I know I talk a lot, and it's not a lot of time, but I have a lot of things to say because it's very
you're perfect.
important.
No,
perfect.
You're doing well. You're doing well.
Yes.
I just want to maybe, like you say, pivot some questions towards, give us, like you say, you told us about your political experience and what got you activated and fired up to get engaged. But as Meryl, we know as candidates, you got like five, we know general, I'll say about 5 issues we want to attack. But the top 3 issues that you think that you as a mayor will come in addressing in your first 100 days.
Okay. So I want to preface this as there are so many issues in Detroit. I really hate when we narrow it down because it's like, it's so many different things that affect so many different people. I think sometimes it's unfair. But when I do the overarching thing that I try to combine stuff together, like, this could fit into that category too. I would say the top things is one, housing. We should be able to have not just affordable housing, but quality housing.
That's it. Come on.
We need to make sure like our housing is up to date and up to code. Get these pipes fixed. My parents are paying for our pipes to get fixed right now because our water pressure is getting low.
She right on my street talking about
housing.
House. Come on.
So, and then also that restoration in our housing too, and then also having it to where black people can actually buy the housing that's actually getting fixed up in the city and not give it to other folks who are not in the city.
That's right.
That I can go on and on about housing all day because the housing issue is really big here in Detroit. And I don't really agree with the land bank because why do you have all this housing that's not being utilized and you have so much homelessness in the city too?
Exactly.
So I'm going to just leave it right there.
That's another topic for another day, but that is a good topic.
And then if we address with the housing, a lot of people can get out of poverty because you have that equity when you own your own house. Why can't we give these houses to people who can't afford to buy a house when we have it just sitting here?
Stabilizing home ownership. That's what I hear.
Exactly.
Again, a lot of stuff there. And then 2, a big thing for us is jobs. Jobs can eliminate so much, and I don't even want to say, I'm not even gonna say crime is my top 3 because with a lot of the top 5 things that we do, it's gonna eliminate crime. And people think crime is because folks want to go out here and do bad stuff. No, crime is a response to the lack of attention that's not given to people.
Survival.
And people are going literally. I would say survival. People are trying to survive out here. Again, it's not an excuse. But when we realize every time a black person or a black body of people have done things to progress, is what has happened. You got the Tulsa race riots.
Come on.
You got them bombing and taking
all
away our
weekend. We got a lot of
business.
education
you
on
have,
that.
You
right?
have so many ways that white society has pushed us
back.
back. What do you expect us to really do?
Come on, come
like
out the
how
corner
do you
swinging.
We've already proven that we can do it,
that
but then you want to kill
but
it.
you keep
There
on
you
killing
go.
it.
Pushing
keep
us back,
on
yeah.
pushing us
Exactly.
back. You keep on making it to where again we cannot progress
Exactly.
as black
Absolutely.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, housing, jobs, and then my number one is community.
Yes.
Like, when I was younger, when I was like, I would say I was born in '94. So I would say about like the early 2000s. I remember my whole family lived on the block on the east side at one time on 7 Mile and Van Dyke. It was like I lived here, my cousin here, my auntie across the street, cousin over here. It was our block was filled. We used to have like block club parties. We used to be able to walk to school. It wasn't abandoned buildings. If you go on 7 Mile and Van Dyke right now,
Look like a bomb went
it
off.
looked like a bomb went off over there. And it's just like when we start looking out for each other and when we as a community really do things to really progress us together, there's nothing that those people, society can tell us about ourselves.
Exactly.
And I'm going to speak on community more because we have to speak, you know the parents say speak life into people?
Yes.
We really have to speak life into each
We
other
do.
because when society tells you all your life you're not good enough, it's educated as people think I am now. When I was younger, I didn't apply to a lot of schools because I felt like I was going to get in. Because society always told me I was stupid. So I always believed like, oh, I go to Cass Tech, but I'm just Detroit smart. I'm not like world smart. I'm not smart enough to go to Harvard or Yale or any top-notch school. I'm going to just go to a basic school. What I thought was basic school and just get an education because society always told me that I wasn't good enough. So when you have it to where, again, crime, when you have it to where the world is constantly telling us that we're thugs, we're strippers, we're nobodies, we're poor, all the kind of stuff, and all they feeding us is these rappers and these social media people with money and drugs and jury. What do you expect our children to really think when they're taking in all this information all the time? When you're constantly putting a white person in the top of our society to lead us, what are you telling our kids that we can't lead ourselves? We can't lead ourselves. So we have to show to our kids and our young people. Again, this is part of my camp. Why I'm running too is because in 2016, when I was in DC, I was looking for somebody to support to help them run against Duggan. I couldn't find nobody who was running against him. So I was like, shoot, if everybody's scared, I'm going to just do it myself. So that's how I ended up running. It wasn't because I wanted to run because I was like, I was 21 at the time, but I was 29 now. It wasn't just because I wanted to just do it because I thought I was the best candidate. No, I tried to find someone. Even this time, I wasn't going to run if it was a few people who I said, if these people run, I'm going to stand behind them and support them. The same people never ran again. They didn't run. So I'm like, again, if y'all want us to... People always look at me like she thinks she does not. No, we need people who we know are going to push policies to actually progress our community in these positions of power. We have to show our kids that we can lead ourselves. We can build ourselves. We don't need a white savior to save us because when has a white man ever saved the black community?
Come on.
Speak.
When has the white man ever saved the black community?
And truth is truth.
And that's all I really want to say there because I'm talking too much.
No,
I'm about to say, because we're going to get ready to ask more questions. But go ahead.
But yeah, so that's where the whole like white savior complex bothers me because this man has been in office for 8 years, and it's like every time election season comes up, he always want to give out these little quote unquote big ideas, but you really never follow through on what you're gonna say.
True.
True. When he was first elected, I was in high school, so I really wasn't paying attention to it. I wasn't even old enough to vote at that time, and I really didn't care because I was like, it's not about race at the time for me. It was about who was ever the right candidate. I didn't know again, I'm 17, 16 years old, so what do I know? I don't know these people for real. But now it's just like, no, we have to show our kids that we can lead ourselves. We have to show our kids that they are good enough. When we see ourselves in certain positions, we know that we can reach those positions. It shouldn't take me, a 26-year-old, right, to be the first at a lot of things here in Detroit. Somebody else should have been the first woman to be mayor of Detroit. It should have been the first black something else. You know what I mean? Like we have to, as even like I tell my mama all the time, like, Mama, you have to like think more. Like you have to build your own self up and know that you can do it. You are so talented. Like
I love that.
I know that society has told that you wasn't good enough, but you're good enough. You have to believe in yourself.
See, and you said it, pouring into people, right? And pouring into each other. You guys, don't y'all hear her? She's amazing. Like I'm loving the passion and the youthism, like you're saying, because if our young people can't see themselves,
it's something greater than
you know what society feeds them. What do you expect us to do? Y'all want crime to go down, but all society show us is us to be rappers and rappers
or thugs or gangbangers, and they want to put that propaganda out there, and it's so strong that the money comes from when you a gangster. The money comes when you are a drug dealer.
There you go.
The money comes when you a pimp. The money comes when you a thief. The money comes when you do all these negative things, because they feed into the black community mentality, especially young people. Like you were saying, all these negative images.
We have to push them.
We have to push them out.
And that's what I'm about to say, and that's why I feel
saturate
like
positivity.
You're a great candidate because you've done the work, not just like we're saying in the community, but in certain spaces. That educational wise, policy wise, right? And then knowing the climate right now that's going on in our city, I think you would be an awesome candidate. Would you like to ask a specific question?
You know what?
So
it's just that I love the fact that you are young, enthusiastic. You have ideas well beyond your years.
Yes.
So I just want to congratulate you and uplift you that and keep pushing. Whether you win or lose, you keep going because your time is coming. Whether it's now or it's 10 years now, but don't give up the hope. Because being the first is not a bad thing. That's a great thing because you're setting the stage for your generation. Just like I had to set the stage for my generation, she had to set the stage for her generation. We're all first in something, but that's okay because you're building your legacy. I'm proud of you. I love to see young women of color, young women period, but particularly I say women of color because I don't want to exclude my non-color young women because you're doing it, but I have to uplift my young women of color because guess what? They keep us suppressed and thinking, like you said, we can't be. It's a limit to what we can be. So they put you. So don't let nobody ever box you. Stay out the box and push past it, and you're going to be very successful.
Yes. Thank you. For anyone who would like to actually call in, the lines are open, 313-355-6018. The lines are open. We want to say thank you once again to all our Facebook and our Twitter Live and our Twitch and our YouTube listeners and that's tuning in this evening. Also, I do believe what you say, you got some Instagram viewers on, so thank you for tuning in. But once again, we just want to say you can call in and ask Miss Maya Jones if you have any questions. I think someone was just about to pop in concerning her candidacy or any questions towards her platform or just, reaching or asking why she would like to be the mayor to run and maintain our city, ladies and gentlemen. So
CJ Frank said, I love this show. I love Maya Jones.
Oh, thank you.
Shout out to the Church of the Messiah, Detroit.
Yes, Church of Messiah.
Shout out.
Pastor Barry.
Pastor Barry. Yes, do the shout out.
So,
yes,
shout out to
thank
Pastor
you, CJ.
Barry. Pastor Barry is one of the few people who has actually taken me in back in 2017.
Okay,
I have been doing work with Pastor Barry ever since then.
And Church of Messiah is located where once again?
On East Grand Boulevard.
Yes.
Gotta get a shout out.
Yes. I forgot the address, 321.
There you go. That might be it right off Kercheval, y'all.
So, but Pastor Barry is amazing. If you've never been to Church of the Messiah, you have to get over there because it's not a regular church.
It's not.
I'm
love
not a church
it.
goer. Like, we're literally a community center almost. Where people can get so many resources when it comes to housing, jobs. If you're
starting a business,
if you're formerly incarcerated, so many things, opportunities there for you. We have an internet
company.
Now give us a little insight of the program that you're participating in.
The one that started for young people?
Yes.
Oh, so it's called Young Empire Detroit. So we started right before COVID, and COVID messed everything up.
Yeah, because I was supposed to get engaged. Yes.
So it was a program that I wanted to give back to help young folks build businesses. Take your passion, what you're good at, to make you a little bit extra income on the side to help. Most of the time, I know for me, I was selling Kool-Aid and candy and cupcakes and stuff in school to have a little bit of money in my pocket. So a lot of kids still have to do that. So I was trying to teach them how to build a business and have that extra income. And if you want to take it farther, you can. But how can we help kids like have the mind frame of what it means to be an entrepreneur?
Pastor Barry got the formula. Let me tell you guys. you want a young mind to be off these streets and get their talent out there.
Amazing.
Pastor Barry, the Church of the Messiah. Let me tell you.
Yes.
That's that deal.
You know, we got to
That's
get
that
Pastor
deal.
Barry on.
We have
Pastor
to.
Barry, we got to get you
Because
on.
he
I'm calling
is
Bishop
so
tomorrow. Look,
instrumental in that East Side community. I can't even say enough about Pastor Barry.
So
He's
much
awesome.
development over there.
Ooh,
and he's doing
he's the
great
man.
work. He was actually on the call last night with Michigan United.
Yes.
Okay.
And closing it out.
Okay. So we are WJZZ Cool TV, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Live, following, share, and comment, or subscribe. To sponsor or advertise a call WJZZ2 Cool TV Official at gmail.com. Backyard Boogie is coming this Sunday, y'all.
Coming up.
Yes, Backyard Boogie is Sunday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a free party and concert, free food, open grill, adults only. Bring your own bottle and bring chairs to enjoy.
Thank you, Henrietta. But yeah, so once again, we want to let you know that the lines are open if you would like to call and have questions towards our mayoral candidate that's joining us this evening, Maya Jones. You can call in at 313-355-6018. Once again, 313-355-6018. And we want to just say once again, hello, Miss Regine. Hello, T. Thank you guys for on our Facebook Live. They're tuning in. We're also letting you know, guys, that we're Facebook Live with WJZZ, too, if you are on our personal ones. For those that didn't know that, we have that on Facebook. But while we still have Maya, is there anything that you would like to let us know? Any upcoming events?
Yes.
Any links that people can donate? And
Exactly.
any
Yes.
websites or anything they could visit to join, to volunteer?
Yes. So really quick before I go there, you hit on something really important. Of course, the mayor doesn't have control over education, but education is going to be so important too when it comes to a lot of things, and not just education. You know,
right.
the typical education. We need to educate our kids and people on Black History. Period.
Yeah.
And
Period.
that's going to lead to this. So I'm helping collect signatures for reparations, and to form a committee to get reparations for Black people in Detroit.
There we
That's
go.
right.
So next week on June 5th is my campaign kickoff, and we have to collect signatures by, I believe, June 14th. Don't quote me. I think it's June 12th. Don't quote me on the date right now.
All right.
But because we have so short amount of time, I just started yesterday. I'm going to combine that with my campaign kickoff. So if you want to come sign your name on this petition to help form a committee for reparations, please come to my campaign kickoff. You can drive by, sign, and leave. You can drive by, you can come stay. It does not have to do with my campaign, but I want to use it to really collect signatures for reparations.
Yes.
And then two,
Yeah.
again, my campaign kickoff. So I'm going to have that again next week, June 5th, is Saturday at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then there too, we're gonna have like a tier system for donations because just as a thank you to everybody. So if you donate up to $100, you get a yard sign, a T-shirt,
Nice.
you get a magnet, and you get a sticker.
All right.
And
That
then
works.
everywhere from
You
there,
get
because
goodies.
listen, campaigns cost money.
Yes, they
Yes.
do.
And listen,
Yes,
yard
they
signs
do.
cost money too.
Yes,
Yes.
they do.
And make sure you, because and then just in case you would like to donate and
Yes.
support Maya, where can they
Send
a
donations.
web page or a link that they can go to donate?
Yes, so go to Maya for Mayor, and the Forest FOR, and Maya is spelled MYYAFORMAYOR.com, and there's a link there to donate. My social media on Instagram is Maya Jones. Again, Maya is spelled MYYA, and then my Facebook is Maya for Mayor. It's my campaign page, and again, my personal page is just Maya Jones.
Nice.
See, we needed all that information because, like we saying, for those that may not can come out to the event, but they want to volunteer or they want to donate, because like she said, ladies and gentlemen, you know, these campaigns aren't cheap. We need funds
Yes.
for gas, for snacks, you know, and those kit cards that lovely come in your mail.
Yes.
So we
Those
want to
cost a
make
lot.
sure.
Yes.
Those cost a lot of money.
Yes.
But to say that I might not can come out and do door knocking, but every dollar counts,
Yes,
right?
it does.
$1, $2, $5,
Yes.
$10. Well, we love hundreds too.
I'm
Just
telling you.
saying.
Like those
But-
big faces.
But we want to say be intentional, because
Yes.
this is a qualified candidate here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a city that is under siege, and there should be a fair and a competitive race.
Yes. Yes.
Our current mayor should not feel like he is on a full takeover That is not the way this should go.
This is not how Detroit is ran.
Maya is a qualified candidate to get him a run for his money, but she must need the support. So we offered you the opportunity to hear her, get access to her, and support her.
Yeah.
Once again, you say you're going to have that event June 5th?
June 5th.
What the location?
It's 17400 San Juan. That's Detroit, Michigan 48221. And that's in the Bagley community near University District.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So we thank you guys for tuning in. Maya, thank you for tuning up.
Love it.
Thank
Love
you. Yes. We're gonna actually, you can still stay here with us. You ain't gonna go nowhere. We're just gonna we got 10 minutes. I'm gonna pass it over to Henrietta. Henrietta, you got something for us for the last 5 minutes?
I want to shout out my nephew who just started his new business called Breezy Lawn and
Breezy Lawn.
Breezy. Let me make sure.
Yeah, get his number.
It is Mr. Breezy's Lawn and Landscaping LLC. For all your lawn needs, garden needs, call Mr. Breezy 313-828-8431. That is Mr. Breezy Lawn and Landscaping LLC, and he does amazing work. And his phone number again is 313-828-8431. Want to uplift that because there's so many. I've noticed so many young African American men and women starting businesses during this COVID, which I find amazing.
Yes.
So I want to anytime I see a person who's doing that and they're young and enthusiastic and want to get out here and show the world that we can do it, I'm always going to push that. So we have that. Erica Maria is running for District 7.
Yes. And
she will be having a June 5th kickoff as well. So please, everyone goes to Erica's page. Elect Erica Maria. Spell it right, Henrietta, and say it right too. For District 7. And go to her Elect Erica Facebook page to get all the information on this June 5th kickoff. See all these young women doing so much. June 5th must be a special day.
Yes, it is.
I will be sharing it. I'll be sharing that information on my Facebook page. So everyone, please look at that page, look at my page, and get all this wonderful information. And that's what I have on my end.
All right. Thank you. Once again, I just got to give a shout out to all those that are joining us on our Facebook. I just dropped in the link, my email for Voices for Earth. It is Ralston@voicesforearth.org. If you'd like to sign up and join our steering committee for the Hope Park Project. Like I say, once again, it's in the footprint of Old/Old Redford/Brightmoor. It's all a family connected together.
Yeah.
The boundary is not set. That's why we need you at the table.
Yes.
Like we said, Voices for Earth are hosting community events every week. We got this Wonder Walk. We got the Sunday dinners. We want you to come out. We want you to get engaged because we can't do it without you. And so I want to really make that employment because, like we're saying, the elections, conversations with our community concerning health care, knowing we need these services. If we don't have our voices at the table concerning our family and our communities, which we know are the most displaced, the most forgotten, the most impacted by the economic issues, right? This is how we get access to the advancement and enhancement of the quality of life. Getting out and being in spaces that are available. I also is going to make it really available because what I conclude in our city and state, we don't have enough service for our disability and our disabled also, right? So I am going to make a unique access to make sure that our seniors and our disabled have availability and assistance to move and to get about, to be able to get their voices heard. And so I just wanted to be extended that because somebody may be listening or calling and saying, I'm not mobile.
Right.
But that's why I want to say that with Henrietta at the table.
Yep.
Because we got services, we got
resources. Yep.
To move you and to get you in a space. It's the summer.
Yep.
We want you to get out into these candidate forums to be able to hear your candidates and then to hear the resources that they have in the community. So I just want to employ you. And once again, we got a couple minutes for anyone who would like to call in and give their comment at 313-355-6018. I'll pass it back over to Henrietta. Is there any last thing?
Yes, you know what? I want to tap on that. When we talk about resources, this is why I advocate so strongly for Black women in home care, because we do have a lot of our elderly and our senior and our veterans who are disabled, who are not privy to the services that that's out there for them.
Yes.
Someone like me who has wonderful caretakers, a team of caretakers waiting to get into these homes and care for these people. And so when you are, you don't have the accessibility to getting your name and your business out there to let the community know you're there for them. Platforms like this and what you're doing, Roz, is very important to the work that I do, because I can get into these people. I can get my team to these people. So it's very important to have resources. I mean, I can't stress that enough, how important it is. The lack of resources, economic-wise and community-wise, and black and brown communities is at a low. And it's at an all-time low.
Yes,
and this is what this mayor got to understand. You can't be in office 8 years and say you about Detroit when you got a certain caliber of Detroiters that you cater to. And let me say something to these leaders who sit in these offices that support him. You guys need to either get off the pot or do the job. And I wanted to say something else, because we cannot continue to have our community suffering. We are trusted in you and your leadership to help get these resources to these communities.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to do the job, let someone like Maya Jones do it, or someone
called-
like Erica
it's
Maria do
transition
it.
is gonna
Or
occur.
it's going to happen,
It's
because
gonna
one way or
happen.
the other, we're going to mobilize your ass out of there.
Gotta
I'm just
go.
going to be real about
gotta
it.
go.
I am
You
just
gonna
really
transfer
sick and
somebody
tired of us killing us putting us in a demise. And you know what I mean when I say us doing us.
Yes.
It's time for us stop to destroying us for a title and a dollar. So I'm not going to get too deep in that, but y'all will hear a lot from me in the next few years. A lot. Henrietta will be speaking. I spoke before 30 million. I ain't scared of y'all 700,000 folks.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll give Maya this last closing out. Would you like to give us one closing out? Why they should vote for you?
There's a lot of reasons why I believe people should vote for me, but everything that we already stated is really a time again for us to have a leader that looks like us.
Yes.
And then a lot of people talk about experience. What better experience than firsthand experience living through all of the things that I've lived through to be able to give those ideas to really progress and figure out how we can make stuff better. My life experience is basically what I feel like. I don't want to say all I need, but my life experience is way more than people's book experience that they have on what they feel like should be able to fix Detroit. You can't come from Livonia, the rich white land, and then come to Detroit and try to tell me if you ain't never had to fill out an application for a bridge card, don't tell me how.
I'm trying to
don't
tell
me
you.
what
Speak.
to do. Right?
That's
if
right.
you don't know the hardships we have with DHS, don't tell me what to do. Right? So that's one big thing I want to say is like people who have lived these experiences have the best knowledge on how and what needs to happen to be better. Stop allowing folks who are not from where we're from, who have not experienced what we experienced, to come in here with this urban planning degree and try to fix our city.
There we go.
That's where I'm gonna leave.
Nail on
and
the
if
head.
if you don't want to see black people progress, get out the blackest city in America.
There it is.
If you want to truly
There it
progress
is.
black people, allow for black leadership.
Allow it.
Especially allow for black women to be able to lead. You count on our votes to save y'all.
Yep.
Let us lead.
Let us lead. And she said that
And
so
she said
beautifully.
that. Yes.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, this was the mayoral candidate, Maya Jones. Once again, drop your contact once again.
Again, contact is website mayaformayor.com, and the 4 is FOR. Maya is spelled MYYA. My Instagram is Maya Jones. Again, Maya is spelled MYYA. Facebook, Maya for Mayor. And that's basically it. Again, you can go on my website to donate. My campaign kickoff is Saturday, June 5th at 1 p.m. at 17400 San Juan, Detroit, Michigan, 48221.
All
Beautiful.
right. Thank you.
I just want to
Beautiful.
shout out
Go ahead.
Detroit Central High School, which is my alma mater. It's the Spotlight School for 2021.
All
Yay,
right.
Trailblazers.
All right.
I'm a trailblazer for life.
She say trailblazer.
Trailblazer for life.
Shout out my Persian Doughboys. Woo woo. Yes.
Yes.
You know, we got a reunion coming up. Just don't know what date, but you know.
And I also want to, I know we got my nephew in California, Mr. Marshall Tubbs. I want to congratulate him. Let me tell you, you know what's in the bloodline. I'm going to say that. But I'm going to say shout out to Big V Entertainment Group and Management on their partnership with Vicon Entertainment.
All right.
Nephew, I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work. You are a young black man on the move in California, uplifting a lot of black artists out there and abroad. So Auntie want to say, good job, baby. Good job.
All right, thank you. Yes, congratulations, sir. You know, you got a shout out from me also. And we just want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the quarantine this evening. Like, once again, you could have been anywhere else, but you tuned in and you listened to our mayoral candidate, Maya Jones, myself, Rosalind M. Ogburn, state representative candidate for 9th House District 2022.
Henrietta Ivy, home care advocate and activist, Detroit, Michigan, and up and coming candidate for 2024.
All right, and we're missing, you know, our component,
Yes.
our boys, Andre Otis. Yes,
Mr.
shout
Otis.
out. But we had to
Hello,
close
Otis.
out, letting you know that it's what?
Ladies'
Ladies'
night.
We just got to let you know. So on this last minute, ladies, thank you for tuning in. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter Live, everyone for tuning in. And Henrietta, where they should be this weekend? Don't we have an event?
We do have an event this weekend. Again, the Backyard Boogie, Sunday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Free party, concert, free food, open grill, adults only, BYOB, and bring chairs to enjoy.
Yes, yes. And once again, WJZZ streaming live. And we're closing out with Ladies' Night.
Ladies'
Thank you.
night.